Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to my OpenTTD Let's Play Series 6, where we're going to be looking at more of your game saves. That's right, it's the year 2000, and we're checking out how you guys are doing. Last time we had some fantastic ones, and I'm sure we're going to have some fantastic ones here today. Now, first up, we have Bill. And Bill, is it Bill? No, it's Chris. Bill was last time. This is Chris. God, I got to stop recording at 6 o'clock in the morning. So Chris has got Chris Transport here. The company value is massive and the bank balance is massive too. There's definitely enough money there to start the new island challenge. But before we check out the new island challenge, let's have a look at Exeter, which is just here. So Exeter's grown to 1,116 in population, and you can see that we've got a track of the growth over there. I wonder what that would look like if we plotted it on a graph. Okay, so Exeter is growing quite lovely, and I can see we've got massive, what appears to be iron ore lines here. So I'm guessing that over here we have the original iron ore mines. Yes, so when I came over here, I think two of these had closed down by the time I'd got to them, and there's a lot. I can see we've got a lot of forced double depots here, which is good. Forced depots stops trains from breaking down, so it keeps the flow going, and double depots are much better than single depots if you've got room in your lines to add them in, and that is exactly what we've got going on here. Now, as they're forced depots, not optional depots, you don't actually need to splint off the main line, you just have them there, which is fantastic. So that's Exeter. Now, it's not a challenge, but let's go over to London and just see what we've got. Okay, so here at London we've got 4 relatively small stations, so I think there's no major money coming from these, it's just potentially a token gesture. One line going down to Brighton with single depot splits on the side. I have no idea why you wouldn't double split that, so just in case, like you'd come out one more, come down here, and instead of coming right up against the main line, you would just then put your depot in over here and double split it, removing things like that. So I'm not sure why you wouldn't do that. And then again, the amount of trains that are going up and down this line, I don't think you're going to get the congestion at all. So it's not important at all. And you can see you've done the same there, and so that one goes to Southend. This one goes up to Cambridge. Yep, goes up to Cambridge. And your west one goes over to Oxford. Nice little kind of 4-way network there. Also, keeping them separate helps with the cargo distribution. So you've got nice separate stuff going on there. If we make it transparent, we can see the kind of the coverages that we'd get with these. You can see very good coverage within the city. You're going to get a lot of passengers. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you've just got a lot of passengers waiting to be shifted there. So maybe some bigger stations were in order. It looks like over here you might have tried to start expanding. So you've managed to get yourself some space and you've saved some land and you've put yourself some track in to save that. I think you're going to struggle. It's a pain to do, but good luck with that. Right, what else have we got down here? Let's go over to the factory and see how things are going over at the Whole Beach factory. Oh my goodness. So, some people have gone with large stations with entrances for multiple trains. You've gone for many small stations, which is a good way of doing it because it means you get good amounts of trains that can enter the stations and exit the stations all at the same time without needing like splits and so forth. Now, one thing that I have noticed you've done on some of your lines, you've added this extra little slip in here. I really like this. So this little slip is in case a train goes past the double depots here and is on its way to the station and decides it needs to service. If that happens, the train will continue through the station without unloading, come round to the depot, and then it will want to go to the station again. Now, normally, a train would carry on down the line, maybe turn around at a junction, maybe turn around right at the other end, or it might even get lost if the track's long enough, trying to get back to that station. What you've got here is a lovely little slip that brings it round and back in. And because we forbid 90-degree turns, standard trains won't use that slip. I like that. I might start using something similar, although I don't know whether it is going to be exactly how I would do it. I have started putting these little return paths in. So let's see how the quantities are going through here. Okay, so it's doing really well. You've managed to get it up to 8,000 crates of goods a month, but the downside, the bit that needs improving, is you're only shifting 56% of the goods. So this here, it says Holbeach goods out, Peterborough. So I'm guessing there's another goods out. Yeah, there's a goods out to Boston there. There's a goods out to Kings Lynn there. So you've got loads of goods out, actually. So you've got loads of goods stacking up there and here and there. Yeah, you need more. You need just so much more to be able to shift those goods out, and you're gonna struggle. You really are. I'm not sure. I think you've used spread stations. Yeah. So for the stations that are further away from the factory, obviously this Kings Lynn station here is not connected to, or like it wouldn't normally be in the coverage area for this Holbeach factory, but you've got these little pieces of platform over here which just extend the reach. Normally I say using spread stations to increase your footprint, so to speak, is cheating, but in this scenario where it is just so incredibly difficult to actually get anything in and around the factory because it's so busy, you have to. You either have to just have wall-to-wall station all the way around it and just have terminus stations, or you have to use a bit of spread. Let's check. Let's go and see what your Highland challenge is like. So we've got a Highland challenge here. Yep, looks like we've got a little motorway going up and down. Nice and straight, nice and simple. You've ticked that box, haven't you? Now, let's have a look at the world map. Because if we have a look at the world map, we might just get to see if you've done... Oh, look at this. Okay, so there is the start of the new island challenge. Okay, so we've got a nice little city going here. We've got a railway lines going out to an oil rig. Interesting. Railway land bridges out to oil rigs. Presumably in the future, this land will then be filled in. Okay, interesting. And you've got some electrical. So, okay, so you've got some electrical lines and some not. Oh, this is interesting here. Wow, I don't think I've seen a depot design done like that for a while. Okay. So it's a forced depot where you've got one depot for both directions. I don't know why you wouldn't just put a depot on each side. It's interesting though. I kind of like the way it looks. This bridge as well is not a bridge design that I normally use. This is a tubular rail bridge. And it's got 200-mile-an-hour speed limit, which is really quite good actually. Okay, that all looks cool. You've got into Holyhead. You're growing Holyhead quite nicely. I can see you've got your bus routes in there to try and grow it, and you've also got some extra tracks to come to the oil refinery. Okay, interesting. So there's a lot of bridges there you've got. This is why I think I'm going to be using ships and aircraft to connect to the new island challenge, which I should be doing soon. So keep an eye out for my videos coming up, and also make sure you've got the notification bell enabled on YouTube for all my videos so that you don't miss out on all OpenTTD and other games like it. So, I think we'll leave it there for now. We'll just check a couple of other bits and bobs. Yeah, you've got some nice networks going on here. So, overall, I really like what's been done here, but I can see you're struggling to get all the goods out of Holbeach. Hopefully, with the upgrade to maybe you can upgrade to monorail and put some monorail links in there to get the trains moving faster and shift more goods. And that might be the thing you do next, but I'm looking forward to seeing that later. Now let's go to our next one. Next up, it's JP and Transmar, and here is their Exeter. And wow, the Exeter size itself is quite good. It's growing out considerably. It's 58,000. But what is really impressive here is the amount of tramway that's going around it all. I've had to make the town transparent just so we can see it and look at what's going on. Now, why there's so much tramway, not 100% sure. Let's see, how many stations have we got? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's about 13 or 14 stations. Oh, there's some more up there. That's interesting. I wonder if it's bringing in much money. Is it one great big massive loop? Looks like it might be. I'm not sure. It looks like there's a couple of different loops going on here. So let's just pick one at random. There we go. Road vehicle 218. Look over here. Do we have shared orders? We do have shared orders. I should be able to. I should be able to click or something on the shared orders and tell you what. Let's go into the vehicle list, and we'll group by shared orders. This is a relatively new feature since 1.11. We should be able to see all the trams. Yeah, look, there you go. There's all the trams. You can see, actually, at the time of year that we've got here, most of the trams are actually causing a significant loss. I would suspect that the routes that we've got here are good routes, but there's just too many trams. They're just blocking up and slowing each other down and not turning a good profit. Anyway, that's the Exeter, which is looking good. Let's go over, have a quick look at London. Everyone wants to have a quick look at London. So London hasn't grown much, but there's only one station there, and it looks like you're bringing some sort of cargo down. You're also using the same railway line to link up several cities? Or are you just you're sending it to several cities. Okay. So the line splits out. Oh, look at this station. Okay, cool. So at Holbeach Factory, we're shifting 2,600 crates of goods, which is not a massive volume, but we're getting a good percentage transported, 62. Ideally, you need that to be up to 80, but it is so hard to do. It really is. So you can see here that we've got different pickup lanes depending on the destination, which is really cool with the good use of waypoints. That way you don't all get your trains getting stuck waiting behind each other. I like it. It's cool. So we've got grain input going there. We've got livestock over there. Your steel's coming up from the north, and you've got... I'm just looking here. This is a bit of a strange way of doing it. I'm not sure, but oh no, there is the signal. It's a little bit difficult to see the signals because they're the semaphore ones. I'm not used to looking at those ones. But obviously you've done well to put them in. Here, you've used the slip off the main line with the double depot method, like I demonstrated earlier in the episode, which is nice. Now, what we got up here? We've got a transfer station. So we're bringing in... Now, this is something that I feel that I should be doing. And it's interesting to see somebody else doing it. Here we're using short-ish trains to get resources from local farms. So the platform length looks about 6. Why don't we measure it? Here we go. It's 7. It's 7. And the train's a little bit shorter. And it's just there to pick up just enough, bring it down the line and drop it off. Then you've got a longer train, which is brilliant to see. Now, are these going maximum speed? Yeah, they are getting up to maximum speed. So the trains that you've got going here, the electric trains, are easily able to pull those carriages and bring them up to speed. That's all good. And then the longer trains are taking it away to where it needs to go. Maybe I should start doing some stuff like that. You got me thinking there. Let's have a quick look at the company information. I forgot to have a look at that. Bank balance is nice. You've got a few million in there, and you've got some good amounts. So you've got loads of road vehicles. I think it's probably all of those trams. Let's have a look. Let's go to the town directory. And let's have a look at the populations of the towns. So Exeter and London are your biggest towns. And you've got Glasgow next. So you've got an airport at Glasgow. And it looks like your Glasgow is also connected up to a highway. Now you've used a slip to get on and off the highway, which is fantastic. You haven't put a cap on the end of your highway. So if a road vehicle gets lost and goes the wrong way, it's going to get stuck down there. So it's a good idea just to put a little loop on the end of your highway. And you've kept your highway so flat. You've carved through the... Oh my goodness, you have indeed carved through the Highlands. All the way to Inverness, where you've got another airport. Brilliant. Birmingham's quite big, but you're not actually dealing with Birmingham. And Inverness, we've already looked at. And your next one is probably Cambridge. There we go. So overall, it's a good playthrough. You've got a company which, if we look at your operating profit graph, is making good profit. You've got a good bank balance. I wonder if you're really taking advantage of pausing the game and building. Not 100% sure, but you're certainly doing quite well in shifting and moving things around. And you've given me some things to think about, especially with your train lengths in your transfer stations. Yeah, you've got a few of them going on. I like your station designs. These are the terminus designs which I usually do. And again, the reason why this bit, if anybody's wondering, the reason why this bit is quite long here, it's because you should really have enough train length from after this crossing until the signal down here. So JP's got a length of 9 between that signals. How long are his trains? How long are the trains? 10. Oh, it actually needs moving back one more, because if you've got a train moving through this signal down the bottom here, and that's stopping another train waiting at this signal, then you ideally want that train to be stopped in that section of track without blocking this section over here at all, so another train can move in. It's all about keeping the flow open. So JP, looks like to me you may have a small mistake there where you intended for that to be long enough and it's just one too short. But it's only a small thing, isn't it? It's only a small thing. Thank you very much for sharing your game save. Let's go on and check out the next one. Right then, here we go to our final one of today, and we can see that we've got an iron hub right in front of us. You've done the same as JP. Oh, I really want to try this now. Look, we've got longer trains in the hub section and shorter trains around the outside. The shorter trains doing the quick shuttling for the local journeys, and then the longer trains going much further away. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the junctions here. Okay, yeah, pretty standard junction there. Looks good. You're using double force depots. Double force depots seem to be getting more and more popular as we go through the series. I think people have picked up on them and they've realised that using force depots means you get serviced regularly, which means less breakdowns and better flow on the track. And using double depots is just pretty much a no-brainer in many scenarios, because, like, why wouldn't you use a double depot if you've got the space for it? Just like down here, we've got slips off the line with a double force depot and an option to go down without. Now, one thing that I've noticed right away is your signal spacing is so much closer. Your maintenance fees for the signals must be massive. Right, let's have a look. Electrified railway, yep, you're spending 87 million on electrified railway. Oh, and there it is. The number was so big, I didn't even notice that was for that. I thought it was a grand total of some description. You've got 26 26,000 signals. 26,000. That's loads. And it's costing you 129 million a year. Well, despite that, your bank balance is looking quite nice. You've got $500 million in the bank, and your operating profit is very stable. Very nice. Almost looks like... Is there a downwards trend? No, there isn't a downwards trend. I just wondered there for a minute. Okay, let's check out your Exeter. Exeter's grown lovely. You've got a big space sectioned off up here. That looks like an intercontinental airport if ever I've seen one. It could be for a railway station though. And you've got a massive station down here with really good splits. Now the one thing I would say about doing a large station like this and only having a 2-track line come into it is I'm not convinced, and I need to do some testing on this. I don't know how much flow a 2-track line like this can allow and how many trains per cycle it can let through. So let's say in a minute, how many trains can come past this point? Like these two are very close to each other. They can't really get much closer. How many trains can we have go down this line in a minute? And then how many trains can a 8-track station service in a minute? My guess would be that this station can service far more trains than what a 2-track line can provide it. So I'm gonna do some testing at some point. I've got a funny feeling that station's bigger than it needs to be for a 2-track line. So you either need to increase your line from a 2-track to a 4-track, or your station didn't need to be that big. But maybe you're just future-proofing. Maybe there's a 4-track going in there later, and you wanted a nice big station, in which case, good forward planning. Okay, so Exeter's looking cushy with its station. You've again got some lovely large stations in at London. You've gone for what appears to be 3 big stations, and then you've got this weird little transfer between London South and the side here. Interesting. That's quite strange. I've never seen anybody do something like that before, and I don't know why. Presumably you wanted those parts of the network to be joined together. Because remember, we've got cargo distribution. Now, let's just quickly... Oh, hang on. Look at this. This is the goods line. We've got a very good goods line, and you've got... Is it... Oh, wow. Okay. The signals are weird here. It looks like you did 4 tracks where 2 went one way and 2 went the other. Maybe here, here, and here. And then put another one next to it, but you did it in the other signal orientation. So you've got 4 trains going up the middle, and then 2 trains coming down the outside. You might have done that, or it might have been because of the way you've designed your station. No, look, it splits out in all sorts of crazy ways. So you've got these 2 splitting out wide there. These ones coming over and across there. You've got an optional depot in there. And then... Oh, I see. Okay, so you've done it so that all your ins come together and your outs peel around the outside. So the ins come up the middle and then both go around and out. Now, whether you did that through planning or not, I don't know. But it's good to see this design, actually, because it means... I can see that it means that the trains come in and flow through the platforms and each take their own bit quite nicely. Okay, how is Holbeach Factory doing? 18,000 goods. That's quite good. 46% transported, though. That's not so good. In fact, the production rates could go down if it's still that amount transported. We need more trains coming through this station, and you've got 4 lines going into it and quite a lot of trains coming through. I wonder what you're going to do about that. That looks like it's going to be challenging to sort out. Here you've got some more stations with stuff coming in. That all looks fantastic. And you've got... Is this going out to farmlands? Yeah, you've got various tracks going out to farmlands, which is brilliant. And that's actually some real heavy-duty networks there. Let's have a look. Oh, what has somebody else done it? Yes. What's this? Is this Teach Hellish a Lesson episode? Long trains at the transfer stations, shorter trains for the local lines. It might be the way forward. I think it might be. Let's have a look at the world map and see what the country looks like. So you can see it's very neat and tidy around Holbeach. In fact, the network is very neat and tidy, and there's a lot more lines going across the centre of the network. And we've even managed to incorporate some of Ireland, which is quite nice. Let's have a look over. Have we got anything going for the New Ireland Challenge? Wow. Okay, look at this. We've got a large landmass. It's flat. And we've got some industries appearing on it. Whether they've been placed there or whether they've just appeared there, I don't know. But it looks like a good start for creating a new island. And you've started doing some wood. Operating profit is, like I said, stable, looking good. I think we checked that earlier, didn't we? And let's have a quick look at your Highland Challenge. Yeah, you've done railway. You're not allowed to do railway. A highway is a road, specifically a road. But it's always nice to see some trains. Oh, and you've got some hovercraft going in. Just doing some transfers backwards and forwards between the lower dock and the upper docks. I wonder how much these hovercraft are making. Let's have a look here. We're going to group by shared orders. And let's have a look. So we're looking for the ones that are going to Inverness. Oh, wow. You've got... Oh, wow. Okie dokie. Those hovercraft are costing you a small fortune to run. I would get rid of them. Now, whether it, again, similar to the earlier one, whether it's because you've got too many hovercraft and they're just... Because the running costs are kind of linear. Like, you've got one hovercraft, it costs you one amount of running costs. You get two hovercrafts, it costs you double the amount of running costs. You're not necessarily going to get double the amount of profit if you put two hovercrafts in, because you've only got a finite amount of people to transport. So if you've only got one hovercraft's worth of people to transport, you're only going to get one lot of income from those people, and yet you've got two lots of costs. Here, you've got many, many hovercraft and a finite amount of resources to shift. It certainly looked impressive with all those incomes coming in, but I bet if we click any random one of these, we can see that profit this year is not looking good. I wonder why. I wonder why it's like that. Yeah, there's a lot going on there, and overall, your hovercrafts are costing your company a little bit of money. If we look at the money overall, we can say that the ship running costs are quite low. And road... no, where is it? Where's ship income? Oh, there it is at the bottom. So you have overall got a positive ship income, but that is obviously being offset by other things. We've got a nice little network up here. What's it doing? Oh, it looks like it's doing some wood. Fantastic. We like to see some wood being moved around. So going quite a distance actually, and I wonder if that's just a bit of a money maker. Let's have a look at the trains there. Oh yeah, look at that. Wood is definitely a good thing to shift. Look at all that. You've got quite a lot of money's worth of wood in there. And if we have a quick look at the trains, we can see that you've actually used groupings, which is really nice. You've even got subgroups, which is absolutely fantastic. And if we look and group by shared orders, we can see that some of your railway lines are making an absolute fortune. Where it looks like your passenger services are doing the best. Is it passenger services? I can't see. Can we get this big enough? So we're going to need a horizontal scroll bar here, please. No, it's not passengers, it's goods. So you've got your goods and you've got iron ore. I think, is that steel? It's difficult to see. Livestock. And it's not until you get up here that you've got a passenger service making a lot of money. And actually profit this year is really bad for that passenger service. Really bad. What's going on that passenger service? If we just go to any one of those trains, is it the Carlisle line? I wonder what's going on with this line and why it's not producing you a lot of money. That is definitely something you'll need to check out. Well, there we go, folks. Another 3 fantastic game saves. If you want to see some of these game saves, people very often share them on my Discord. So come over to the Discord if you're not already there. And don't forget, we've got the big OpenTTD public game on December the 18th to raise money for charity, and it's the World Cancer Research Fund. So it's an important charity. Hopefully we can raise lots of money. I've got lots of games to give away. I've got Steam vouchers and other things to give away too. So hopefully we can have a big game of OpenTTD together and have fantastic fun. I'll see you guys then. But for me, for now, thank you very much for all these people for sending in their game saves, playing along. It's brilliant to be able to see what other people are doing and to learn from each other. I find it interesting about what you guys are doing. I mean, I know a lot of you have learned some things from me, but it's really nice for me to learn some things from you guys as well. So thank you very much. And of course, thank you for watching. Take care and goodbye.